some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry, and Greg Anthony is also changing it up. OG Anunoby comes in for Valanciunas, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Jamal Crawford. So the Raptors 5 right now. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Lowry out there with Anunoby, and it's VanVleet in at the 2. Here at the midway point, what we begin to realize now, there were some underrated pickups in the offseason that are showing what they can do.
Now, these are the kind of moves where at the end of the year you start thinking about candidates for executive of the year because they've plugged some holes. They've had an acquisition that's made their bench deeper, and we start to see in an 82-game season that maybe in the 55th to 57th game, a pickup like that is helping them win ball games. This is where those guys earn their money, the general manager.
Not wholesale changes. Just one guy can change a team slightly, and that nuance pays off.
Oh, anything subtle like that, that's where really you tip your hat to the general managers who understood that at some point during the year, we're going to lean on this player.
And the first one drops.
And I just wonder for teams that are playing against Anthony Davis, 48 minutes of that kind of length out on the floor, he just becomes an imposing player defensively.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Chandler. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Raptors also changing it up. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Leonard. And Norman Powell subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Brown the pass to Davis. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Davis has got 5.
Davis using his strength right there to overpower. We didn't say that in the early part of his career.
Here's Miles. Buries it down low.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Brown inside. With the floater, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Clearly a foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Laverne comes in for Anthony Davis. And Jordan Crawford is subbed in for Burke. And Toronto also making a switch. Moreland's checked in. Count that one from VanVleet. And so Brown will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Trailing by 2. Crawford kicks to Brown. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Let's have a look at the league's top scorers for the past month. To say these guys have been hot is an understatement. We'll take a look at Brown. Second in the league, having an excellent season.
What a performance offensively. Something has really clicked with his game over this stretch.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And the Raptors making a change here. Kleba's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And David Aldridge spoke with Nick Nurse. David.
Well, Kevin, they're going to keep it simple tonight. He wants to run everything through the low post. He told me physically we're the stronger team. We need to use that strength to our benefit. Back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Take a look at the Warriors. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, New Orleans, 9.5 games behind.
And I think for New Orleans, they weren't part of the discussion of teams on the rise as we came into the year. And now, quite frankly, we know why. If anything, they've taken a step back.
There's still some chances to find some positive as the season comes to an end. Even if it's not a playoff spot, just some kind of forward momentum heading into the offseason.
VanVleet passes to Miles. Uses the glass to finish the layup. VanVleet's got his second bucket of the night.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Brown. Second chance shot. And it's Laverne missing.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
Miles, the pass to Van Vliet. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Brown, right side. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Brown's got it all tied up now for New Orleans. And Toronto has possession. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
And there's the pass to Laverne. 4 on the clock. Here's Crawford. Toronto grabs the miss. Fast break Toronto. Pulls up for 3. Okafor grabs the miss. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Brown against Miles. Okafor kicks to Crawford. New Orleans moving the ball around. Brown inside. The putback. They get the rebound. Laverne, he gets it in there.
And when it comes to rebounds, Laverne is relentless on the glass.
1:51 left here in the first quarter. Pass to Miles. Launches it. Good on the three-point shot. Miles has got 5.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Brown inside, and Fred VanVleet is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. And he makes the first. Hill, he's checked in for Okafor. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Toronto. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Anunoby passes to Powell. Here's VanVleet. A three-pointer, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
VanVleet kicks to Anunoby. In the corner, Powell with it. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
A moment here to check out some of the stats for Miles. He's averaging 11 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. And so he makes both from the line. And so Brown will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans, trailing by 2. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, and some of that loss was due to a lack of hustle, especially on the defensive end.
And there are games where an opponent gets aggressive. You got to raise your level of play. They failed to do that in this one. And for him, that is an ugly trip to the line. Rarely do you see him do that.
Here's VanVleet. He's covered by Brown from past the arc. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4. Down low. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Brown's got it all tied up now for the Pelicans.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Now here's Powell. Defense right on him. Miles, that's for 2. And that one goes long. To the inside. Here's Gay. Makes it off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
That's too easy. A player of Rudy Gay's scoring prowess, he's salivating on shots like that.
Right back after this break.
Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And taking a look at the Pelicans' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
And just very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, attacking the rim in this first quarter. A lot of trips to the free throw line.
Yeah, fans always have in the back of the mind the idea of those hometown calls, but the truth is the aggressiveness is paying off.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Kawhi Leonard is out there with C.J. Miles. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Van Vliet in at the 1. Brown inside. Passes it to Hill. Brown outside. Laverne finds Crawford. New Orleans moving it around. Here's Brown. That shot off the mark. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Fires from 18. That's good for Miles on the assist by Leonard. Leonard's got his 3rd assist on the night. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro. He throws the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers.
The mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive and right now stringing some plays together.
Van Vliet kicks to Valanciunas. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And the shot no good. A bit short.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, insanity in their last outing against the Celtics provided a nice lift. He ended with 16 points and was diming everybody up with an incredible assist game, setting up his teammates all night long. He made a big impact coming off the bench. An incredible bonus to the team. Can he do it again? Well, we'll see, Kevin.
David, thanks. They asked a lot of him that night, and he didn't back down from any challenge.
And that was the best part of it. His effort level was fantastic. It didn't come easy for him. He had to work his tail off for everything he got.
And you know he's going to work just as hard tonight. I don't know if the stats are going to be the same. Might not be the same numbers, but the work, that'll be there.
First free throw is good. And the Pelicans making a change here. Burks is checked in. Up top, Brown, while recovering. Brown dishes to Okafor. Here's Gay. Okafor trying to get open. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Gay's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Well, he's dialed in right now in the in-between game. I'd love to see Rudy Gay capitalize there.
Outside Lowry. Launches a 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Brown the pass to Carmelo. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Now it's a 6-point Pelican lead.
Melo showing some muscle. Impressive right there with that physical finish. Miles
against Anthony. Pass to Lowry. They need this. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Anunoby passes to Lowry. Outside for Miles. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
The defense cannot let guys get into that kind of comfort zone. You have to patrol the three-point line or you risk getting burned.
Brown against Lowry. Over to the left wing. Here's Okafor. Brown trying to free himself up. Okafor gets the bucket. Okafor's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Powell kicks to Valanciunas. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut back down to 3 on the basket from Lowry.
And his touch inside more than makes up for Lowry's lack of size. He's a terrific finisher in the paint and doesn't miss many once he gets in tight.
Lowry against Brown. 6 on the shot clock, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. That free throw, no good.
And he looks totally out of sorts here at the stripe. Those defenders aren't afraid at all to body him up and force him to earn his points at the line.
The Raptors making a switch here. Van Vliet's checked in. Inside, here's Valanciunas. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Here's Gay. And it falls over the rim and in. Gay's got 6. There's 48 seconds left in the first half. Here's Van Vliet. He's got 10. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, we talk about the D. Let's credit the offense. He attacked right there from the moment he saw the opening, not letting the defense react.
To the paint. Yep, it goes in, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Van Vliet.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Brown the pass to Gay. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Brown outside. Gay dishes to Brown. On the night, shooting 8 of 12 from the line. That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both. Van Vliet kicks to Valanciunas. Over Okafor. And Okafor with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Okafor. Here's Van Vliet. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Pelicans lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. Jackson. And then for Toronto, C.J. Miles. He's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Norman Powell comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Fred Van Vliet in for Kyle Lowry. Hill and Davis are the forwards. Brown out there with Burke. And it's Laverne in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Brown the pass to Davis. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got assist number 5 here tonight.
6'10", quick off the floor, and Davis on the interior now doing damage.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Now here's Powell. Burke covering. Here's Leonard. Tries again, and Davis sends it back.
Just a wonderful effort from Davis on the defensive end with that rejection.
Here's Brown, and the shot goes in. And now it's a 3-point Pelican lead.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Launches it. Van Vliet can't get it to go. For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Here's Leonard. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Hill. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
And that one's good by Davis.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And taken away by Brown. Another steal. From 17 feet out. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from Powell. For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. To the middle. Here's Brown. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. 20 points for Insanity.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Powell kicks to Leonard. Over Laverne. The baseline jumper goes down. And that's 15 points for Leonard.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate. Why? Well, they're the reasons right there. One of the best two-way players we've seen in the past 5 years.
Here's Davis. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Raptors trail by 5. And the Raptors call time here. Brent, last season the league cut back on timeouts. Are you hearing any other ideas of how to reduce the duration of some of these games?
There was also the idea last year where they put it into place where right after the second quarter ended, they put you on a 15-minute clock in between halftime.
It started immediately.
Not wrong, Kevin, by about 3 minutes time.
I'm glad when you go out there and balance the dishes on your head. That's always been so fun to watch.
There's only one red panda, Kevin.
I know. Okafor is checked in for New Orleans. Gay comes in for Solomon Hill.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
Miles the pass to Siakam. Van Vliet with the bucket.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Brown kicks to Davis. Up top, Burke. The pass to Okafor. Brown outside. Pass to Davis. Just 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Raptors trail by 3. And the wide open shot from Miles. Can't tie it up as that one misses. For New Orleans, they've gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. And he banks in the layup. And it's 8 points for Gay.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Powell, the pass to Anunoby. Back to Powell. Now, here's Miles. 10 points for him. Now Brown. Now the feed to Davis. Can't hit from in close.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Miles with another miss. New Orleans leading by 5. Burke kicks to Brown. Passes it to Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
Whenever AD is floating around the basket like he was there, you know if he gets the ball, he's going to go for the jam.
Toronto shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Van Vliet passes to Siakam. There's the dish to Miles. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Toronto shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Valanciunas, who's checked in for the Raptors. Here's Valanciunas. He has 6. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Davis. The Raptors have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6. The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Valanciunas hits them both.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
Now here's Brown. D right on him. And it's Davis at the elbow. Banked in off the glass. Davis has got 11 in the second half.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Powell. Burke covering. Powell, the pass to Van Vliet. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
And not many players at that position, as explosive as he is in a close game, just rose up to the challenge.
The shot's good. And that's 10 points for Rudy Gay. 1:52 left to play in the third. Van Vliet kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Van Vliet. Oh, the lob to Valanciunas. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. It's Brown with the drive. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Brown. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. Misses from close range.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Brown. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. He's made 10 points in 14 tries at the line in this one. The first one falls. Some changes for New Orleans. Anthony comes in for Anthony Davis. And it's Jackson in for Burke. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for the Raptors. There's a minute left to play here in the third. Kicks it to Valanciunas. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Left side, Brown. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. And he uses the glass on the layup. Brown's got 24 points.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Here's the 3. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. For Toronto, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. First one falls for him.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And Kyle Lowry drops them both.
Well, he talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
If they can just hold this now for the last shot.
Right. No need to give the ball back here. Run the clock down, be patient, and run a decent play.
Oh, no. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
11 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Anthony dishes to Brown. 4 seconds left. Can't capitalize inside. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. This as we begin the fourth. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for Toronto right now, they've got Lowry, Anunoby out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Siakam in at the 4. Baseline jumper. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Chandler has had some years where you would consider him one of the most elite rebounders in the league. Uses his height that time to snag the board.
Pass to Anunoby. To the paint. Yep, it goes in, and the Pelican lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from Van Vliet.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
And they pick up 2. That's now 26 points for Insanity.
Just a great attack mentality. Got right through the defense to finish strong inside.
And Insanity picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Raptors making a change here. Leonard's checked in. One minute now into this 4th quarter. Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Brown. Lowry kicks to Van Vliet. Here's Valanciunas. Chandler with the block.
Chandler takes his defense seriously. That's what he gets paid for, utilizing his outstanding length to stifle shooters.
Brown, good.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for the Toronto Raptors. Down low, Van Vliet. Chandler with the block. And they get it back. Pelicans leading by 7. Brown outside. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Laverne, he's checked in for New Orleans. The steal. Here's Anunoby, covered by Anthony. Anunoby passes to Van Vliet, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Van Vliet's got 23 points.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness, zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Inside. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Once Laverne gets positioned down low, it's pretty much game over. Hard to root him out.
Van Vliet passes to Valanciunas. Basket counts.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Brown right side. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Thursday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons.
And the matchup against the Nuggets, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Anunoby. Toronto with the ball. 6-point game. Van Vliet kicks to Lowry. And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. And the pass to Valanciunas. Kicks it out to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Now here's Brown, guarded closely. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 11 rebounds in the game. Burke, he's checked in for Brown. So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a W. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games